Jackson on the drive, kicks it out for man. Man, three-pointer, bang! Oh, what a man!
Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12, good!
Here's Michael at the foul line, a shot on Elo, good! The Bulls win! They win it!
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ,
Going up over Bell, ball away. Yes! Yes! At the buzzer, he does it! Was there ever a doubt? A Smith screen, Posey will defend. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life. It's a physical game. Oh, real fun! A monster jam by Blake Griffin.
What's going? Oh shit! Hold on a second. Did that one wrong? Yikes! About to play it over my intro. Hold on 1 second, guys. Jeez, that was kind of anticlimactic. All right, let's let it rock one more time. Why not? Let's let it rock one more time. Jesus Christ. Whatever. Okay. Jeez, what a shit show, huh? At least it gives everybody time to come in the chat. Looney Tunes taking out Laker players quickly. Oh, my God. Is that what we're going with now? Appreciate that. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another post-game live here on Dime Dropper, live from Los Angeles, California, for these two Game 5 breakdowns tonight here in the 2023 playoffs. But before we get started, you already know the drill. Make sure to subscribe on Dime Dropper and hit the notification bell for even more NBA content live after every single night of the playoffs. And follow us on social media at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Dime Dropper Pod. But let's get into it. Lakers-Warriors Game 5 on the agenda tonight, followed by the Knicks and the Miami Heat. Fabian Perspect TV will be joining us from New York City late night, doing us a great service to talk about Knicks versus Heat. Both teams staying alive tonight and forcing a Game 6. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got 4 Game 6s in the second round. You gotta love it. Last year, we got Game 6 with the Heat Sixers series. We got a Game 7 with the Suns Mavs series and the Celtics Bucks. And then we got a 6 game. So yeah, we had a 4 Game 6s last year too. So second round continues to be absolutely elite. And let's start with Lakers and Warriors, the main event tonight. Obviously, as I expect, there's going to be a lot less people in the chat tonight because when Laker fans lose, they just seem to cower like little cats with their tails tucked between their legs and just run away. It's very disappointing. Let's just face the music together, Laker fans. You love, celebrating my misery. So it's not even misery time for the Lakers, This was expected tonight. You just knew. I mean, if the Warriors had lost 4-1, what are we saying about them? Like, I understand, as a Laker fan, you want to win every game, but you had to expect the Warriors going to come out with a response, and they did. I turned the TV on. Apologies, Dime Dropper fan, but I turned the TV on, and it was already 17-5. I saw that Draymond Green was getting going early. And what have I always said this playoffs? And I even said it last year, but Draymond Green is the X factor for this Warriors team to me. When he is looking at the basket and dribbling with a purpose, trying to actually look at the rim, it changes the entire threat of this Warriors team. Because look, Draymond's not a very good shooter, but I don't think he's as bad as he makes himself out to be. He's not so bad that he shouldn't even look at the basket some games and fiend passing to Curry and Klay so much. Because, look, they're going to be open. They're so good moving without the ball, and the Warriors' motion offense and screen setting without the ball is so good. But overall, you can't just always force it to them against elite competition. But overall, Warriors threw the first punch. I will say this, though. The Lakers responded nicely. And the second I turned on the game, Jared Vanderbilt was sitting out and Dennis Schroeder was in. So it looked like to me Vando was not off to a great start. Dennis Schroeder came in and immediately offered some really good hustle, getting over screens and his screen navigation, and also was hitting shots. Hit a spot up three, hit a floater, hit a shot in drop coverage. And Draymond was dropping, by the way. He started this game at the 5 again with Wiggins, Klay Thompson, Gary Payton II, and Steph Curry. And the Lakers, led by Dennis Schroeder, LeBron James, and a little bit of Anthony Davis. LeBron was hitting his 3-ball tonight in that first half and looked pretty determined. The Lakers were only down by 4 after 1, 32-28. So the main thing for teams when they're up 3-1 as the lower seed in game 5, of course, you want to, of course you want to win the game and end the series, but you just want to make that team work for the game 5 win. Because when teams are up 3-1 and they're the lower seed, you have to, you're usually setting yourself up for a game 6 win at home, but you got to make the team work in game 5. And some of the 3-1 leads I've seen blown, and I am an expert in seeing 3-1 leads being blown because I've seen it twice on my watch. Both actually not the bubble game 5, but in game 5 against Houston. And if you go back to Lakers and Suns in 2006, now granted the Suns were heavy favorites in that series, but game 5, the Lakers and the Clippers both let the Suns and the Rockets just beat the shit out of them and gained the confidence. They didn't make them work. I think the Lakers absolutely made the Warriors work, and I think it was a really solid performance by them all the way around. But in the first quarter, Lakers only down by 4. Second quarter, you started to see more of what the Warriors wanted to do, and that was push the pace every chance they got. As for the Lakers, off the bench, they rolled with Rui Hachimura, who played 21 minutes, which is more than we've seen him play in a lot of these games. Dennis Schroeder, as I already mentioned, Lonnie Walker. And then the other guys, Wenyen Gabriel, Troy Brown, Max Christie, and Shaquille Harrison, and Malik Beasley all came in garbage time. So they really played an 8-man rotation with Rui, Dennis Schroeder, and Lonnie Walker. As for Anthony Davis, I thought he was pretty aggressive in that first half. He was going into Draymond one-on-one, being physical, hit a couple of shots in that pick and roll when, of course, the Warriors are going to ice the screens, force all the Laker players baseline, and that pocket pass is going to be open. Sometimes he was making the extra swing, and I think the Warriors were living with all those other players shooting. They wanted to just get the ball out of Anthony Davis's hands and crowd him as much as possible. They did a pretty good job of that, but AD was still able to get his buckets in the first half, and so was LeBron. But it was pretty quiet from D'Lo, fairly quiet from Austin Reeves. But the Warriors, it was mainly about their offense. When they forced turnovers, when they got stops, they got out and ran. I thought Andrew Wiggins and Gary Payton were doing such an exceptional job cutting in the half court. Just really good whenever their defenders fell asleep or even slipping on screens, or even when Steph, and by the way, so to answer the question of how much pick and roll did Steph and Draymond run tonight, a good amount, but there was a lot of motion in there throughout the game. So it was much more similar, in my opinion, to game 1 than game 2. But I will say this, Draymond was making really good reads. Wiggins at one point in that first half had an and one where LeBron it was a very weak slap down, not a very hard foul. Wiggins got 2 and ones in that second quarter. There was another one where they put Anthony Davis in the pick and roll when he was guarding the ball, and Dennis Schroeder switched onto Wiggins. Wiggins got an and one there. So really good half by Andrew Wiggins. And I also think that Klay Thompson, that was the one thing, is that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson just weren't hitting their threes. If they were hitting their threes, I think it would have been a double-digit lead, but the Warriors did a really good job of ending that first half very well. It was actually just a 4-point game with 3 minutes and 42 seconds left. The Warriors were up 58-54. I'm sorry, 58-54. And then by halftime, it was 70-59. Klay hit a 3 late where LeBron got lost off the ball, and then Steph Curry finally hit a 3 at the buzzer. So closing the quarter well for Golden State, looking to push in transition off all Laker misses. One thing I also want to mention in this game, Kevon Looney and Draymond Green shared the floor for extended stretches, especially in the beginning of that second quarter. And I thought Kevon Looney was really good. Definitely his best game of the series. He was in drop coverage, at times a pretty heavy drop, but because the Warrior players were playing with that sense of desperation, I thought they did a much better job at the point of attack getting over screens. Klay, Steph, a little bit lagging behind in that first half, but second half they were better. As far as Gary Payton, Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, even DiVincenzo, thought their screen navigation was pretty good. Andrew Wiggins, this guy has had LeBron on lockdown the entire series. LeBron can't score on him. He legitimately, I would love to see how many times he scored on him and what his field goal percentage is against Wiggins. Because every time he gets someone else onto him, his eyes light up, straight up. And obviously he wants to put Steph Curry in the pick and roll more than anything. And I thought Steph did a pretty good job as the game went on of hedging and recovering. But LeBron against Wiggins, it's not been good. And Andrew Wiggins, you got to give him so much credit for that. Second quarter, the Warriors outscored the Lakers 38-31 to take that 70-59 lead into the half. And you felt pretty good if you were a Warriors fan, because third quarter Warriors is absolutely a thing. You wanted to see if the Lakers had any sort of response defensively, and they did. Both teams struggled to score in the third quarter. It was 23-all in the quarter, but that's advantage Warriors. And it was up and down. You know, they threw a couple of punches in the beginning, but the Lakers responded fairly well. And Steph Curry, I did say that he wasn't able to hit the three ball, but he was able to hit shots inside the arc all night long. Really good floaters, good finishes, still being shifty with the handle, even though he wasn't on ball as much as you would expect in a desperation game. But rejecting the screen, getting to the rim, stopping and popping for mid-ranges, but most of them were those step backs going to his left. And it looked like when the Lakers, by the way, second half adjustment, instead of that high drop, they went to switch everything. And I have to say, even moments late in that first half they did, I have to say, Draymond Green actually looking to post up guys like Dennis Schroeder, that makes a world of difference. Because look, when Anthony Davis switches onto the perimeter, sometimes the perimeter guys on the Warriors or various teams don't want to go at AD. They know how good of a defender he is. Typically, you know, historically in any other era, the big man against the small would be the advantage. But so many guys in today's game just don't have post game. But Draymond Green, he doesn't necessarily, but he's good enough to where if he catches the ball deep enough, and he turns, he's right at the rim against a chair. And there was a one time where he got fouled doing that late in that first half. And when the Lakers went to that switch everything, and I talked about that, why don't the Lakers try to switch everything? They listened, but Steph Curry, he was looking for Austin Reeves more than anyone, which kind of surprises me, considering Reeves, I think, is a better defender than D'Lo. But look, Steph knows what he wants. He still got a couple of buckets. There were also some moments where Reeves was playing good defense. And by the way, Steph Curry was careless with the ball in the first half. Let's see how many turnovers he had in the game. He may have had, only 2 turnovers, both in the first half. So he cleaned it up. So that was big. But overall, he was getting pretty good looks in that pick and roll. And another guy who I thought performed when the Warriors needed him, you won't be able to tell with the field goal percentage. He was 5 for 14 and 1 for 6 from 3. But Jordan Poole, I thought he was keeping the defense honest and just taking better shots, embracing the mid-range, coming off screens with AD in that high drop, and also getting downhill and attacking closeouts. The Warrior players did a really good job of attacking closeouts in this game and dishing it to cutters on the drive. And Jordan Poole was no different. I remember there was one time in the first half where he was run off the line, got into the paint, dished it off to Kevon Looney under the basket. And Kevon Looney was doing a little bit of everything. Offensive rebounds, really solid defense and drop coverage. There was one where he pinned, I forget who it was. I think it may have been Schroeder. Could have been Reeves, though. Not sure. But he had a presence defensively. He was doing a good job catching the ball underneath and finishing when he had to. But overall, solid game for him. And another adjustment made by Kerr to play the 2 bigs at once for size purposes. And it ended up working. And the main key to that is Draymond looking at the basket. But in the third quarter, the Lakers, they didn't really get much going themselves. D'Lo shot efficiently, but it just didn't feel like he was as involved. The Warriors, by the way, led by as many as 16 in that third quarter. They were up by a score of 91-75, but the Lakers closed the quarter pretty well and trailed by 11 going into the fourth. And Steph Curry talked about it after the game. The Warriors got a little sloppy there. Again, turned the ball over. DiVincenzo making silly plays like moving screens, and like he makes some really weird turnovers for these Villanova players who have such high basketball IQs. But overall, the Lakers just seem to kind of run out of gas. Anthony Davis, the scare came late in the fourth quarter where he was hit in the face inadvertently, it looked like for me. So a lot of people are saying some nasty things. I don't think Kevon Looney tried to hurt AD, and AD was woozy. And, it sounded like concussion. He said that he was dizzy, had to be helped on a wheelchair. That's very concerning to me. But Chris Haynes reported at the end of the night that he's doing okay. Hopefully he plays in game 6 because that would just suck. You don't want to see the series come down to that because AD is so important for this Laker team. He's been one of the best players in all of the playoffs. But the Warriors did what they needed to. Let me take a look at LeBron James' shot chart in the second half because it just felt like he wasn't able to get shots to go in it. Let's see. 2 for 4 in the third quarter. That's not very many shot attempts. And then 3 attempts in the fourth. I think he missed all his threes. Yeah, he missed his 2. I think he shot 2 threes in the second half and missed them both. But he actually still made a couple of shots, just only shot 7 times in the second half. And with AD out, you definitely got to get more shots up. But the Lakers ended up waving the white flag because the Warriors just ran them out of there. Austin Reeves, D'Lo had some good moments in the fourth quarter where they're starting to hit shots and keep them in it. But overall, the Warriors conceded open threes to certain Laker players. And I wouldn't say they were wide open. They did a good job at the point of attack. So they were able to be out there for a solid contest. I also thought Draymond and Looney just did a really good job being physical. And all Warrior players, especially the front court, Looney, Wiggins, Draymond, such a good job playing defense without fouling. And that's really been the key for the Warriors is to play defense without fouling. Tonight, the Lakers had 17 fouls and the Warriors had 18. So right around there, similar ballpark. 15 free throw attempts for either team. The Warriors made 14 of them. The Lakers made 12 of them. The Warriors win it 121-106. Thought Andrew Wiggins was amazing in the fourth and just overall in the game, getting to the basket and really attacking, finishing strong, finishing through contact, and guarding LeBron James all game long. Another guy, so good on the move, Gary Payton. Screen setting, rolling, attacking with force. I got a big and one on LeBron, and I thought LeBron's defense in the second half was poor. He was not good getting over screens, decent on the ball, but the Warriors didn't go at him one-on-one much. He was just looked tired getting over screens and some really lazy fouls at the rim. So it was just not one of those games like game 4 where he found that burst of defensive energy. It just felt like a game where the Lakers know it's game 6. It's going to be game 6 at home. They're undefeated at home. One game, finish it off. Another guy who didn't have it really going for the Lakers tonight was Lonnie Walker, kind of returned back to earth. 2 for 6 from the field for him and 0 for 2 from 3 in 28 minutes. And he got a good amount of minutes. Darvin Ham put that trust in him. Didn't come through. 4 points, 4 boards. Dennis Schroeder, let me take a look at his shot chart in the second half because it felt like he started missing as well. But like LeBron James, my eye test could be wrong on that one. So that's why it is good to also check the stats. All right, he shot 1 shot in the third, and it was a corner 3, and he made it. And then in the fourth quarter, he was 0 for 3. So I wasn't seeing things there. He did not make shots in the fourth quarter. Still shot 6 for 11 from the field and 2 for 5 from 3. Dennis Schroeder in 29 minutes, 14 points, 4 assists. So that you'll take that from Dennis. Rui Hachimura, 4 points and only 3 shot attempts, made 2 of them in just 21 minutes. So the Lakers and the actual bench players that got rotation minutes with 22 points. The Warriors bench got them, let's see, just 21. So around the same there. Moses Moody, he played 10 minutes and he was big time. 6 points, 4 rebounds on 2 for 3 shooting and 2 for 2 from deep. I really like what Moody's brought to the table. He's been able to hit shots in limited minutes, and they need that. DiVincenzo played 13 minutes, had a donut. It was 0 for 1. He scares me a little bit, man. He can be very shaky with his decisions. Kevon Looney, 20 minutes, 4 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. I thought he was spectacular, even though the plus minus says -7. Pish posh. I think he was really good. 4 points, 8 boards, 2 for 2 in 20 minutes. Jordan Poole stepped up to the plate, knocked down a big 3, was able to get to the rim a couple of times, 11 points and 4 assists on 5 for 14 shooting and 1 for 6 from 3. He'll take 11 points all day. Need some water, but we'll wait on that. As for the Warriors starters, actually, let's do the Lakers starters first. Jared Vanderbilt, 11 minutes, 0 for 2. He's being played off the floor, quite frankly. He offers nothing offensively, and defensively, he hasn't really done a great job navigating screens or being much of a presence on that end at all. 0 for 2 from the field, a donut for Vando in just 11 minutes. How about D'Angelo Russell? He played 30 minutes and was fairly quiet till the end. 15 points, 4 boards, 2 assists on 6 for 10 shooting and 1 for 2 from 3. I'm not going to lie, 2 games that weren't good enough from D'Lo. You want him to play at an all-star caliber level like he did in games 1 and 3. He's kind of the X factor to me for the Lakers, and I know that's kind of weird coming off last game where he didn't play that well and they still won. I really think when he plays well, they become much tougher to beat. How about Austin Reeves? He's at least started to find his shot just a little bit more lately. 15 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He also got a steal, 5 for 12 from the field, and 3 for 6 from 3. So they shoot 50% from 3. You'll take that from Austin Reeves. And then the duo, starting with LeBron James. I thought he was pretty good in the first half, but second half he wasn't great. Only had 8 points, and defensively wasn't very good. 25 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block on an efficient, as usual. 9 for 17 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the foul line. So one thing you got to love is LeBron James at the free throw line so far in this series. Anthony Davis was playing well before he got hurt, but I will say defensively, his impact was minimized with the Warriors putting him in pick and roll so much and trying to get him to switch on to guards and just take him away from the paint. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists for AD. No steals and no blocks, though. On 10 for 18 shooting. Again, I like how he didn't shoot any threes. Very efficient night, but 3 for 5 from the line. The only other person to miss a free throw was Wenyen Gabriel in garbage time. So you're going to need better from AD if he plays. You're going to need better from LeBron. And mainly, you're just going to need better transition defense. But I think game 6 is for the Lakers. I think they've got it. As for the Warriors, so moral of the story, Laker fans, I wouldn't worry about much. I would expect the Lakers to go back into that high drop. And I think the Warrior players are just not going to hit the same amount of shots. The Warriors starters, who all played 27 minutes or more, were amazing. Starting with Gary Payton, whose point of attack defense was good. His cutting was good. His finishing was good. He was attacking the open space in front of him because the Lakers are going to let him shoot all day. 13 points, 6 rebounds. He also got a steal. 4 for 5 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and 4 of 5 from the line. He had the highest plus minus of anyone in the game for either team, plus 25. GP2 was massive. It's been a pretty solid substitution for Steve Kerr so far. Draymond Green, who played 30 minutes, was phenomenal. In my opinion, the player of the game. Really good on the roll, really solid passes, great in transition, always keeping a head up, physical around the basket against AD, really good defense in that drop coverage and that ice. And I just thought that his kind of telepathic knowledge of where Steph is on the court is just uncanny. They've got some of the best chemistry of any two players I've seen in my time watching basketball. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block on 7 for 11 shooting, 1 for 2 from 3, even hit an open mid-range in the second half, 5 for 5 from the line. Draymond Green was amazing. He is the key. When he looks at the basket, things change for this Warriors team. Klay Thompson, much better in the second half, in my opinion. His defense stepped up, got a nice block on Austin Reeves at one point. But he is due for a good shooting game, and I keep saying that. But hey, we didn't see it last round. But could we see Game 6 Klay in LA? We need it if you're the Warriors. 10.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal on 3 for 12 shooting and 2 for 6 from 3. So Klay Thompson, I don't know. He had a good, solid game to me because of his defense and his effort, and he's a movement without the ball, making guys work, but he needs to knock down shots. Andrew Wiggins, who you can also argue was the player of the game. What a performance. Guarded LeBron the whole night, was absolutely amazing. 25.7 rebounds, 5 dimes and a steal, a couple of and ones, 10 for 18 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, had a putback dunk. He was 3 for 3 from the line. He has been so consistent, even with the hiatus. It's amazing what Andrew Wiggins is doing yet again in these playoffs. And then the main man, who was 9 for 13 from 2, but he struggles to shoot the 3 ball well right now. I think he's due for a nuclear game. 27 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and a block. Stepped up his defense, getting over screens. When he was put in the pick and roll, did a good job hedging and recovering. 27 points, 8 assists, only 2 turnovers, and they both came in the first half. On 50% shooting, 12 for 24, but 3 for 11 from deep, and shockingly didn't get to the line at all. Off the top of my head, I don't remember when Steph got fouled in the act of shooting, but he led by example yet again, on ball, off ball, doing his thing, mixing it up with the mid-range, and you see in nights like these, even when Steph doesn't have it going from 3, he really gets to a mid-range as well. He doesn't neglect parts of the floor. Steph can shoot from everywhere on the court. Big win for the Warriors. They shot 51% from the field, so finally shooting well. The Lakers shot 48%, so they didn't shoot that badly. The Warriors just got 5 more shot attempts off. Lakers turned the ball over 14 times. Warriors also turned the ball over 14 times. The Lakers shot actually shot well from 3 tonight, 37%. Warriors shot 37%, and it didn't feel like they shot well at all from 3. So, I don't know. I'd feel pretty good if I'm the Warriors in that respect. But I already talked about the free throws. Let's look at any team stats before we move on to New York. Each team had 20 points off the other's turnovers. The Warriors actually ended with 16 turnovers. So they had more than the Lakers. But yeah, that was that. Largest lead for the Warriors was 18. Largest lead for the Lakers was 3. They stay alive and win it 121-106. If you're the Warriors, you're going to want to do a little bit of the same. Maybe need to go to Steph on ball a little bit more in game 6. You're going to need Klay to make shots, Jordan Poole to make shots. Gary Payton and Draymond Green, though, what they need to keep doing is keep taking the space in front of them and being aggressive, looking for their shot. I would run a little bit of too big again if I'm the Warriors. Looney and drop coverage work pretty well because they don't really have that many mid-range snipers, the Lakers. They have LeBron, Reeves, Schroeder, and D'Lo, who aren't bad in the mid-range at all. But I wouldn't call any of them snipers. So I'd force them to that. And also, there's certain guys that the Warriors are going to be okay with shooting the 3-ball. Then one of them is Dennis Schroeder. Another one is Jared Vanderbilt. Honestly, if they just get a hand up with LeBron, they're not tripping on that either. AD, they don't care about that. So we'll see how it goes. It's really going to come down to who makes more shots, making more open threes, to be honest, and what AD we get as well. But I expect the Lakers to close it out in game 6. If the Warriors bring it back, though, I mean, that's big-time advantage Warriors having a game 7 at home. But coming up, we're going to be talking about the Knicks and the Heat. My man Fabian Perspective, I think he is asleep, but if he wants to jump on, he can. I'm going to go get some water and let my computer cool down for just a second, so don't go anywhere. Fabian will be joining us. Give me 30 seconds to get some water, 30 seconds to a minute, and we will be right back, ready to go. Audio people, ignore that because it doesn't matter for you. All right, we're going to be getting them on. 25 people on here. That better not change. I'll be back by the 30-minute mark, which is a minute from now. Wow. Wow. You guys are sick, man. 8 people left. That's so fucked up, man. So fucked up. All right. Let me get Fabian in here and we'll get into the Knicks game. Oh, we got 3 people back. Okay. I got to start having my water up here. That's a big problem. All right, Fabian. Let's get this show on the road. We're going to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Dun, 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 dun. Let's read the comments for a little bit. Why not? Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, yo, Lakers suck. Jose C says, Looney Tunes taking out Lakers players quickly. Phoenix Plays Z says, won't be able to stay the entire stream, but it'll probably be a great stream. Also, Miami in 6. Abdul Karim Musanur says, oh my. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, AD sucks. Jesus. Miguel Torres says, I'm here, Dime. I expected this L. Good stuff, Miguel. Rockstar Mel says, Laker fan disrespect is crazy coming from a Clipper fan. What you mean? Dude, I'm not going to act like they're better than me at life because they support a better team. I could be a Laker fan tomorrow, but I'm not a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I stay loyal to the soil, and I don't flip-flop because when the going gets tough, the tough don't run away. That's not why I'm built like – I'm not built like that. That's why I don't like some of these players in the NBA that, you know, tuck their tail between their legs and just run away and get the easier situation and stack the fucking deck that you guys love so much. No naming names. Jose C says, it's like the Memphis series all over again. Yeah, it is. Vando has no bag or Jay. If he's not defending, he's not doing anything. Jonathan Asulin says, Lakers are done. Kill myself. You are weird. And joining us now, wait, hold on a second. Let me turn this audio on. You turning that TV off, my brother?
That's me? Oh, I'm sorry.
Put the volume low. You can keep the TV on, though.
I'm sorry, man. I was just talking to Rockstar, man. I was telling him the whole time, yo, you got to lower your damn TV, brother.
You're on. Oh, you're talking about on your live? Showtime Nick says, no hiding from me. Hopefully it's Lakers in 6. Hudson Maine says, no worries, Lakers in 6. Ham had AR on Curry, shaking my head. I don't think he did. It was Schroeder on Curry, and then they were hunting him in the pick and roll. Big mistake. Jonathan Asulin says, if AD is out, it's over. Wright says, it's still Lakers in 6. Daniel Berry says, Clippers playing Cancun versus the Bucks in the finals. Ha, ha, ha. Is that your coping mechanism tonight, Daniel? Says, AD sucks, injury prone. Right? Said, disappointed in Shaq, man. The way him and Chuck were laughing like that. Hope AD comes out and dominates game 6. Yeah, that was a little bit interesting. You already know, says Data Davis. Going to be out next game. Golden State Warriors going to win again. Trash F Lakers and trash Suns. Garbage LOL. What the hell is KD doing? Miami trash too if they let Knicks win. Jesus, a lot of separate comments. All right. Let's get down to business. Super chats are turned on. Going to jump $1 a dime. I'm contemplating. What do you think I should do if you're me, right? Do you start recording my own separate audio? Or do I just take the StreamYard audio from this part and attach it together? Because the thing is, my audio comes out really well on mine, but yours doesn't. You know what I mean? Because I don't have your audio.
On StreamYard?
No, I have yours on StreamYard. I'm saying I record my separate audio for the podcast people on GarageBand or like Adobe Audition.
Oh, how does it come out?
Times comes out 10 times better because then I don't have to worry about internet connection. Even if my internet lags or fucks up or my computer starts getting hot as a sauna, then I still get the audio from my GarageBand or Adobe. So if the people that listen on audio, they get better audio from me.
That we have that in we go to the studio also, but we use the what's that called, the Procaster, and we have to record it physically on the machine. But I didn't know you could do it with GarageBand. I have GarageBand.
Yeah. So what do you think I should do? Just take the audio from you? It takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, and it doesn't take that much time. I upload the video, I download the video on StreamYard, then I upload it on Spotify for podcasters.
No, but then I have to do what? Clip every single time I stop talking and then you start talking, you just gotta put yours in every single time.
What do you mean every time? Like right now?
After this is done.
You're gonna edit me out?
No, I'm not gonna edit you out, but you don't like if we're using one audio file. Yours doesn't sound good on my end. The one I'm recording on GarageBand. You see what I'm saying? Because you're in New York.
Oh.
So I would have to take the audio file from this recording on StreamYard, and then I would have to every single time you talk, clip it. It's just tedious for no reason, you know?
Oh, got you.
I
Yeah.
think I should
So
just use the audio from StreamYard. My connection's pretty good
yes.
right now, right? I'm on Ethernet right now, so
Yeah. So I think do it that way. It's whatever's faster, bro. That's what I work with now. Fuck it. We don't have until we get a $1 billion studio set up, which we will, because you guys are gonna help us out. And until then, speed. They want speed. They don't care about the. I mean, it's not that bad. The quality. It's
yeah.
decent.
All right. So let's do it. Ready?
Ready, Freddie.
Joining us live now from
Just
New
say it.
York City is Fabian, Perspect TV, regular contributor and behind the scenes on Dime Dropper, and most importantly, a Knicks fan that saw his team stay alive tonight with a win at MSG. Fabian, just give me your initial thoughts. How you feeling? It was a big performance. Jalen Brunson and Quentin Grimes went the whole 48. The Heat stayed in, made their pushes, but you were able to withstand it and played with a sense of desperation, got the job done. How did you feel? Or how do you feel?
It was the best win. Like, it was our best game of the series. And
Definitely.
easily. And we still let up in that fourth quarter. It showed all of our problems, but it was just great to finally win with the Heat swinging and still seeing them do their thing. I saw them starting to complain in the third quarter, but it was just great to win and get over it because we just looked so bad. Even game 2 when we won, it didn't look good, man. It didn't. It really didn't.
Well, it didn't start out good in this one either. The Knicks offense looked really clunky in the beginning of the game. The Heat were going to give up Randall shooting open shots and open threes. And I mean, he wasn't hitting shots in the beginning of the game from what I can recall. Let's see what
he started 1 of 7.
Started 1 of 7. Yeah, he wasn't hitting, and the Heat wanted him to shoot all day long. And with two guys that aren't great outside shooters, I mean, Randall, he can get hot from the outside, but when he gets within like 12 feet or in that shot falling away right at the foul line, seems like it goes in with a much higher percentage. When he settles for those deep jumpers, it's just no good. And then obviously Mitchell Robinson isn't an offensive player of any kind of sort. The Knicks only had 14 points in the first quarter. Heat were up 24-14. Grimes was doing a really good job on Jimmy Butler. But what did you think of the way you guys were guarding Jimmy in like pick and rolls? And, he was trying to target Brunson a lot in the pick and roll, but Brunson was doing a pretty good job of hedging and recovering. But how are you feeling in that first quarter down by 10?
I didn't feel good because of the way Randall was playing and he was missing those shots. And like you said, defensively we were doing. I don't think Miami plays great on offense, and that's been the problem the whole series is that we don't keep up our end on the offensive end.
But they've been creating a lot of good shots though all series though. Miami,
I think they've been creating. They're playing us well. Like their strategy is. They play the whole 24-second shot clock. They're making 8 passes, and they know that we're not going to rotate at the end because that Tibbs defense is basically focusing on the paint. So they're doing a lot of drive and kick also. Like they'll drive, right? They'll drive and they just kick it out with the full intent of not even looking for a layup. They'll just know because they know the open shot is coming. So it's smart on their behalf. It's Spoelstra, and they got the right players around them. But I felt good because of. I don't know if Jimmy Butler's ankle was still hurting him. You know what I mean? Like he's playing that way. Like Brunson was playing that way, but is it just, we'll get into that in a second. But 12 straight minutes of Brunson and Grimes stood out. And 1 of 7 from Randall.
12 straight minutes of Brunson and Grimes. I'm pretty sure they played the whole game, bro. They played 48 minutes.
Oh, 48. I was going quarter by quarter with you. I don't know. We're going to
my bad.
That time. How dare you?
Hey, this is my bad. Second quarter, you guys won that one 36-23. And I will say this, though. I thought your defensive effort was pretty good. I mean, the guys at the point of attack were doing a good job getting over screens. You weren't giving him any easy switches. A couple of times where RJ Barrett was guarding Jimmy Butler. I don't remember. I don't think it was the first half, but second half, there was one block he had, and you guys scored in transition. I think Brunson hit a 3. That was a huge play. I know that stood out to the crowd. See RJ Barrett get a big block like that. That was in the second half, though, yeah. But you guys put it on in the second quarter, and I thought Jalen Brunson was doing a good job in the in-between game, as he usually does. Was able to knock down a 3 or 2. But RJ Barrett, I thought that not only was he knocking down his outside shot, which you need, but he was able to get to the basket a couple of times and did a really good job attacking closeouts. And you saw Randall start to get a little bit more aggressive, start to hit a couple of shots. The Heat ended the half pretty decently with Bam Adebayo getting a big dunk. But you guys led by 3, 50-47 at the half. What did you think of that second quarter, and how'd you feel at halftime?
Well, I think Randall, the key thing that he did was he got to the free throw line. That's the thing for us. We get free throws. We visited the free throw line the fourth amount of times for the season for any NBA team. But I think the biggest key is, once again, it stood out. Randall's on the bench. RJ Barrett's still in the game, and we go on a run. When one of those guys is sitting, it opens up the floor for them, man. Having three lefties on the court, it really does affect their game because they're looking for that spot on the floor. And RJ Barrett, out of both Barrett and Randall, I think Barrett goes to his right more, as much as
he does. He definitely does.
Yeah, so he just opens the game up, and they play a little bit faster. I don't want to say it's less pressure, but again, 24 minutes of Quentin Grimes and Jalen Brunson, it was shocking because how much time did Josh Hart get? Was he hurt?
No, I think you guys are just going a little bit away from him because he hasn't been as good offensively, maybe, in this series.
I didn't watch the Tibbs interview, but I want to look it up at least while we're talking, because that was shocking. It was just, I guess he can rotate more. That's the only thing I can think with Grimes. Like, off ball, he's really good because you can one-on-one, you can body him. I can see Kyle Lowry giving him the business, but it's just that we need these guys to rotate. We need the speed because they're gonna, again, like we talked about, they're gonna go from the paint to skate out to the 3-point line.
Julius Randle, by the way, you mentioned that stretch where he was out. He sat out from the beginning of the second quarter all the way to the 3:23 mark of that second quarter. And you guys went from down by 10 to, when he came back into the game, you guys were up by 2.
Right.
So that's a 12-point swing right there with Julius Randle on the bench. I thought that what was interesting that I noticed was that Hartenstein and Robinson, at least I remember Hartenstein, he was coming out to hedge the screens with Lowry, like taking away the 3-ball. But with guys like Vincent, Strus, he was backing off a bit in drop coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting just to see that they wanted to take away Lowry's shots. And the reason why I felt pretty good about you guys winning, even at halftime, even though the Heat were right around the area code, was the Heat's role players finally came down to earth tonight. 30% shooting from 3. That's more like it. Kevin Love 0 for 7. Gabe Vincent 0 for 3. Kyle Lowry 2 for 8. So much more, regression to the mean there in that department. And I also think you guys did a good job of keeping Jimmy Butler quiet. Quentin Grimes is doing a good job denying. You guys were throwing multiple bodies at him. And at this point, you want to make other guys beat you. But second half.
Oh, real quick.
Go ahead.
Quentin Grimes, 3 fouls in the first quarter. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, not 3 fouls. Quentin Grimes, Josh Hart.
That's
why he didn't. That's part of the reason why he played more minutes.
Right.
Quentin Grimes played more minutes.
Third quarter, the Knicks outscored the Heat 34-27. I thought the energy was big time. RJ Barrett getting to the rim. Jalen Brunson, big shot after big shot. Quentin Grimes' defense was really solid. Jimmy Butler wasn't going nuclear. The other guys finally started missing. And what were your thoughts? You guys really started to create a little bit of separation there, and then led by 10 going into the fourth.
Julius Randle hit that 3-point shot to finish the half. Also, I don't know if we said that.
No, we didn't.
He hit that.
And that was big for his confidence because he playing much better in that second half.
Right, that step back 3-pointer, and he got hit in the eye in the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
and I think that does something to you. It does something to a player, and he's a machine. He doesn't realize he doesn't play like when he doesn't play like it hurts. And I think we all played basketball before, and if you don't play soft, when you get hit, sometimes that wakes you up.
Yeah,
like getting hit in the chest or getting anyway, you needed that jolt, and they played better together in the third quarter. RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. I will say that because they played all 12 minutes together. They both scored 12 points each. They were going crazy. Jalen Brunson had 10 points in the third quarter. So they had all the points, all 32 points. They scored it. And they needed to, because we're going to see at the end of the game,
third. They had 34 points in the third.
I see 32 here. Oh, okay. So then I'm sorry, 34. But they had all 34 points between our big three, and they needed to because the bench. The last I saw, the Miami Heat bench outscored the Knicks. The Knicks bench 42-6.
That was in the whole game?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So it was a big night for the starters. They were called the mid-3 at some points this season, but they were looking like the big 3 tonight. Jalen Brunson, what I was really impressed with, though, with him was he kept trying to get different guards in the pick and roll to switch on to him, and he does a really good job attacking them.
Right.
And he was able to create good looks. And I thought Randall, Barrett were doing a really good job attacking the closeouts. Like I remember there was one time where Randall got the ball, drove to the basket. Kevin Love tried to take a charge, and he did a good job kind of avoiding his body on the finish, going to his left. And yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, they went up by as many as 19, 73-54 in that third quarter. But again, the turnovers kind of kept the Heat in it as they ended that third quarter. And somebody who ended up having a pretty big impact, surprisingly, Duncan Robinson. He was able to stay in the game because he was doing a decent job hedging and recovering. They didn't let him get on an island, and he was doing a good job of setting screens and popping out in the fourth quarter. By the way, actually, before we go into the fourth quarter, how did you feel up going into the fourth by 10 points, 84-74?
No, that felt really good. I mean, that turnaround, we were going insane. We were on a live on All Ball TV live, and we were going back and forth. We had different topics. We were talking about, arguing about whether are the Dallas Mavericks, the 2011 Dallas Mavericks, are they the worst team out of all the championship teams in the last 20 years?
No.
But that's what we were arguing about. Zach, and shout out to Zach and Beloved. They were saying that. I'm just like, so I'm caught up in that while trying to watch the game and then going up 10, kind of feeling like you're coasting. And we know that Miami has a run in them. They do have, I want to say, killer instinct. Jimmy Butler, these guys have maybe not championship DNA, the head coach does, but that's just Jimmy Butler's like the boogeyman now, man. So
were you afraid? I was going to ask, are you afraid of Jimmy here?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. He played decoy in game one. Like, we really should be up 3-2. That's what I'm really upset about.
Which game do you think you should have won? The first game?
One.
Yeah.
There's no way we were up crazy by halftime, and there's no way Jimmy Butler plays decoy for 5 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Well, you know, one thing I've sensed, and I've been saying it since game one, and I've honestly not said it enough because I don't want to be, a dick, but 10 years ago, second round against Indiana, series starts at Sunday at MSG, day game, lose. Win the next game, lose the 2 in Indiana, win game 5, and then the series ends in game 6 in Indiana. It's looking like the same thing this year. I think I gave that team more of a chance personally, just because you had peak Melo. But this team, I don't know. You still have a chance, but I just see Jimmy closing this thing out. But actually, before we get into the game 6, let's finish off with the fourth quarter. Right. The Heat were sticking around. They kept going to this double drag action with Robinson and Bam. Usually you see the guy that sets the first screen pop out, but Robinson was setting the second screen and popping out, and he was getting a lot of good looks, and it would take a closeout from you guys. Some very suspect closeouts, I might add. I know your plan was, I think, to run him off the line, but I think RJ and Randall, sometimes their closeouts can be suspect. But Robinson was hitting him with pump fakes, sidestepping for threes. Did you get nervous at all in that fourth quarter? I want to see what they got it down to, because you guys were turning the ball over and keeping him in the game. It got down to 4. It got down to, well, Kyle Lowry made a 3, make it 88-92 with 8 minutes to go. And then at one point they got it. Yeah, you're right. They got it down to 2. 101-103 with 2:37 left. Yeah. Why do you think you got them back in the game? And what started working well for Miami there?
It's that lack of guard play.
You have to rely on Jalen Brunson to create a lot in the half court, man. Because Randall's not reliable with good offense in the half court, and RJ, he's more of like a play finisher and like a catch it when the ball is swinging and attack closeouts guy than like a play initiator.
Right, but I think Brunson has to do a better job of seeing the double team coming, and he did a better with that actually. Especially in third or fourth quarter, he would jab step. In the fourth quarter, in those last 2 minutes, he would jab step, see the double team coming, and come back and make the double team drive back. So Brunson was seeing that in terms of court vision as a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as far as court vision of getting your team involved, the first 2 quarters he was really good with that, and the fourth, I think we gotta give Tibbs his credit today. Subbing out Mitchell Robinson and bringing out Hartenstein on the offensive end when we had a chance on a break.
Before you get into that, I just wanted to remind everybody, because we forgot about it. Eric Spoelstra went to Hacka Mitch tonight.
Yeah.
And he shot 4 free throws and actually made 3 of them. I think it was a 7-point game. And by the end of those 4 free throws, it was still a 7-point game. So credit to Mitchell Robinson for hitting 3 out of those 4. That was pretty big. Didn't allow the Heat to get too much momentum there. And then Isaiah Hartenstein came in and it got a couple of big offensive rebounds. None bigger than when the Knicks were up by 2, 103-101. Shot clock winding down. And you got to give all the credit in the world to RJ Barrett here. He went to the basket on Vincent, drew a second defender. Jimmy Butler honestly didn't need to help. He unnecessarily went for the block. And Isaiah Hartenstein put back dunk to put the Knicks up 4. Duncan Robinson then missed a 3, and Jimmy got a loose ball foul. RJ made 2 free throws out of 2. Did you think you had the game right there when you're up 6, 107-101?
No, I never do, because and a great thing that you pointed out the whole thing with Mitchell Robinson, because that's the first thing I asked is, do you bench Mitchell Robinson now because they're gonna hack him? And we were saying, yeah, stick to your guns. But I like Hartenstein on rotations. And I just think he's a high IQ guy, and he can actually move faster than Mitchell Robinson. It's just tough having it out. And just to answer the question with that, do I feel nervous all the time? Because, like I told you before, who else can handle the ball besides Brunson that you have confidence in? Josh Hart pushes it up. He has the balls, for lack of a better term, pause, to keep it pushing, but you don't want him to cross half court and try to make a decision. Because when he does that, he usually throws the ball away or makes a bad it's 50-50 with him. RJ Barrett, I've seen him do it a couple of times. If he pushes the ball up and then pulls back, I think when he starts to realize that, he'll realize, like, damn, okay, maybe I could do this. And it was a couple of times he did push the ball up. Then finally, I think Barrett started to, you know how the big man usually walks with the point guard down full court if they're doing a full court press? So that way the point guard dribbles down and walks his defender next to the big man, the center. RJ Barrett did that a couple of times, if I'm not mistaken. So, but it's still nerve-wracking because of that. And I don't know if we got to the point where, but the 5-second violation yet?
Not yet. Well, so when you guys went up by 6, Jimmy Butler, this was an iconic play. I mean, I wouldn't say iconic, but it was big time. And by the way, on that double drag action where Duncan was popping out, Hartenstein was dropping. There was one time where Jimmy got into his pull-up and made it. So I was a little bit wary there for the Knicks. And, Jimmy, honestly, he scored a little bit in that fourth quarter. But the big play here, Quentin Grimes, he looked like he had, turned his ankle or something, and he still got the steal. That was so impressive to me. I mean, crunch time, season on the line against, as you said, the boogeyman of this year's playoffs. And it was a big-time steal. Mitchell Robinson missed the alley-oop dunk. And then you had the 5-second violation by RJ Barrett, which was, ridiculous. I mean, what did you think when you saw that?
I mean, the missed alley-oop was crazy. Then we had the side out. We rarely ever see them ever taking the ball out in that corner, right? I don't remember ever seeing that in the NBA, unless I'm going crazy.
I think you're going a little crazy.
The bottom right corner, I don't remember them.
It's an awkward spot, but I've seen it sometimes.
Okay, so maybe I'm exaggerating, but it's still, and I'm actually rewatching it right now. It just happened right when we said that. I don't remember them inbounding the ball there ever. Because think about all the great plays that ever happened in NBA history at the end of a game. Right. In that spot, the inbounds, it never comes from there. So I guess it's rare because it was an out-of-bounds play. The ball went out of bounds after the missed alley-oop. Nervous as hell at this point. Anything can happen right now. Offensive rebound. there was a couple of offensive rebounds by Miami in these late game possessions. Man, it's just nerve-wracking. They're not going to win. They're not going to win easily with anything. Like it's going to be a dogfight the next 2 games. So, yeah.
Well, they went up. They cut it down to 4, but then RJ Barrett stepped up to the plate again and again made 2 clutch free throws. So you got to give RJ Barrett credit. 4 big free throws in the game. And after he made those free throws and Kyle Lowry missed that 3, I knew it was just about over. The Knicks win it and hang on by the skin of their teeth, 112 to 103. The fourth quarter, it was 29-28 in favor of Miami. But a big win. The Heat shot 42% from the field. The Knicks shot 49% from the field. So finally, a good shooting game. Heat only shot 30% from 3, 13 for 43. So finally a regression to the mean and what you feel like they should be shooting. This abnormal, just craziness from their role players this playoffs. Just been amazing. And then the Knicks finally having a good 3-point shooting game. 13 for 34 from deep, 38% tonight from 3. That was huge. Big shout out to Barrett and Brunson. And then from the foul line, 19 free throw attempts to the Heat. They made 16 of those. But the Knicks, wow, what a stat tonight. And I don't know if any Heat fans feel like it was referee rigging or anything like that. And by the way, I see that the Laker fans are complaining a little bit about calls tonight. But in my opinion, I mean, I was watching that game from a Warriors perspective. Didn't feel crazy at all. Felt like a normally called game. The Warriors might have gotten some home-centric calls, just like the Knicks did. And that's normal. That happens all the time. I thought both the Knicks and the Warriors were the better team. The Warriors were definitely the better team tonight. But the Knicks, 40 free throw attempts. 40. I wonder if I have some Heat fans subscribe to me, so let me know what you thought. 29 for 40 from the line. They shot 72.5% from the line. Heat shot 84%. The Knicks won the rebounding battle finally. It's something we've been talking about before the series even started. 50 to 34, 14 to 11 in offensive rebounds. The Heat had 5 more steals, though. 11 steals to the Knicks 6. And even though the Knicks turned the ball over 19 times,
Right,
and the Heat 12, the
Way less.
Knicks still won by 9. They had 7 more fast break points, 16 to 9. They led by as many as 19. The Heat led by as many as 10. How do you feel, man, with the overall performance and finishing the game? And yeah,
shout out to Rockstar Mel because we just finished saying in the playoffs, anytime someone wins a game, the opposing team feels the most pressure. But I don't feel that way with this. I think the Knicks still feel the pressure going to Miami.
really?
Yeah, you have to because there's no clear-cut offense. You know what I mean? There's no clear-cut advantages for the Knicks. The rebounding is supposed to be. And I think if they get that under control, that's where you gain confidence because you can end all these defensive possessions. And
Right.
like they're just not only rotating. Part of the reason they're late on that rotation for that last jump, the late game, the late shot clock shots by the Heat.
Yeah, when they swing the ball really well.
Right. So the late rotation, the late help on the rotations are leading to these bad defensive rebound efforts. So if we could get that figured out, that I think that's what seals the deal because the Heat really haven't shot well in my opinion. Their offense really isn't that great. It's because of the way we rotate. So that's a big deal. And also, what's his name? Highsmith?
Yeah.
He didn't play that much today.
He hasn't played that much in the series, though. He's played spot minutes, but he hasn't played like too much. Has he even played a game with 10 minutes or more?
I thought he did. The last game. I'll tell you right now.
You can go ahead. The 29 points off the is that 29 points off your turnovers that the Heat scored?
Probably because we had way more turnovers.
Yeah, you guys, it says only a 5.
And of course the crazy part was what you just mentioned, the turnovers. The turnovers were crazy.
That's crazy. You won a playoff game with 19 turnovers. That's the only reason why it was close, honestly, because it felt like you guys played better. I think you make a good point about the scramble mode causing for offensive rebounds. That's what was happening to Cleveland, though, to a large degree as well. And that's what Mitchell Robinson was talking about when people were saying that he was getting eaten up by Bam. he was saying that I have to help on Jimmy Butler. The back line, and the rotating guys are not rebounding. He's right about that. So it's all about keeping the ball in front of you and the point of attack defense first being good, in my opinion. And then hopefully you got to hope the Heat miss some threes.
So do you think this is part of why they say Tibbs' defense or his strategies is outdated?
No.
Well, so then it's the wrong personnel why play this style if you're going to be late? Unless, they're clogged. That's what they're doing. They're going towards the paint. I mean, I see Julius Randle missing out on his assignments. A lot of guys for some reason they just don't. I don't get it. They're more focused on the paint.
Well, remember Jimmy Butler. He torched up the Bucks drop coverage too. So you guys have guys a little bit. I had to pay more attention to the Jimmy Butler screen and rolls, but you send your big man out to the perimeter a couple of times because I think what you want to do is make them swing the ball and make other guys beat you. I think that's primarily what you want. But the other guys have been making shots. Tonight they didn't make shots.
Yeah, and I think they just have to play more one-on-one.
Well, that's causes for more. So you want to switch a lot more if you want to let them play one-on-one. But Jimmy Butler against certain guys, like he'll cook you. That shows you the brilliance of having to guard Jimmy Butler and to today's spacing so fucking hard. But let's read some of the lines for the Heat. Haywood Highsmith, only 3 minutes, a donut, not even a shot attempt. Cody Zeller played 9 minutes. I noticed that he was hedging the screens, and that's when the Knicks got some good looks too. When he was coming out, they were getting the ball, moving it, attacking closeouts. Zeller, 9 minutes, 2 for 3 from the field. But he was actually a +2, 5 points. And then 16 minutes only for Kevin Love. 4 points, 5 rebounds. Didn't get any of the Wes Unseld outlet pass showing. 16 minutes of play, 2 for 10 from the field, and 0 for 7 from deep. So 20% and 0 from 3. He'll take that all day. Finally, Kevin Love looking more like washed Kevin Love that LA Broadus wanted out of Cleveland. And then we have Duncan Robinson. What a solid performance from him. 22 minutes played, 17 points, 6 for 13 from the field, and 5 for 10 from 3 to go along with 2 steals. The fact that he held his own defensively is why he stayed in the game. You're shaking your head.
This is Duncan Robinson, bro.
Duncan Robinson usually, but today was Duncan. He got the D back.
Like how? That's the part that it kills me. Even Kevin Love, 16. It drives me crazy, bro.
Gabe Vincent has had 3 really poor shooting games in a row. 1 for 8 in game 4. I'm sorry, in game 3. 1 for 7 in game 4. 3 for 10 in game 5. He has not shot the ball well in this series, but maybe he's due for a good shooting game. He's been really good in the playoffs overall to me, though. His defense at the point of attack has been better than I expected, and he was really good in the Bucks series. But after the first 2 games in New York, he has slowed down with his shot. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists on 3 for 10 shooting and 0 for 3 from deep. So just like Kevin Love, he shot 10 shots. If you're a Knicks fan, you love Kevin Love and Gabe Vincent shooting a combined 20 shots, and they made a combined 5 of them. So, and 0 for 10 from 3 between the two. In 23 minutes for Gabe Vincent. Max Toaster Strudels, he started out a little slow, but he actually was able to make shots. 14 points on 5 for 11 shooting and 4 for 10 from 3. So he damn near, I think, made 30% of the team's threes. And then you have Caleb Martin, who just continues to be really good in this series. So athletic, going for loose balls. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal on 4 for 7 shooting and 2 for 4 from 3. What do you think of Caleb Martin so far in these playoffs? Has he been annoying at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's almost like you can't tell the difference between him and the other guys until he makes
the big hustle plays.
Yeah, not superstar moves, but he's the one that caught the dunk. Was it him or she? I always confused. And they kind of all look alike to me, like Vincent, Caleb Martin, and Strauss. It just until you zoom in on them, huh?
Team light skin. Although I think Strauss is white, is he not?
I think they're all beyond light. This is white, but
Gabe Vincent is light skin though, and so is what's his name?
Okay,
Caleb.
All right, Gabe. Right, but they try to play at the same pace. It's dope to see a team, all buy into, a strategy. But Caleb he's been shooting pretty well. It's just solid. But again, I'm just not impressed by them. And I mean, Bam, today he finished with what? How many? Only 8. I thought he had more rebounds. He had only 8 rebounds. So now they're back to regression of the means, like you said. That is their average. For him to have less than 9 rebounds, he usually averages 9. I think he averages 9.6. So I'm glad to see that. Jimmy Butler had another 7 rebound game. So that's been their strategy. Their strategy has been to go crash the boards, period, the Heat, and disturb our strength, because that's really our strength. That's really our strength. It's so upsetting to see that they actually, got in the way of that.
Kyle Lowry finally cooled down a bit. 9 points, 5 assists, 3 for 11 from the field, and just 25% from 3, 2 for 8 from deep, 2 turnovers as well. So finally, Kyle Lowry cooled down. Then the stars, Bam Adebayo, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 fouls, a steal and a block, but just 7 for 11 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line, though. But if you're a Heat fan, if he's shooting that well, you want to see him be more aggressive. You do. And then Jimmy Butler, a very mellow night for him so far in these playoffs. Credit Quentin Grimes. 19 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, almost a triple-double, 4 steals and 2 blocks. You got to love the way Jimmy's playing defense, especially help defense in these playoffs. 5 for 12 from the field, no 3-point attempts, 9 for 11 from the line in 43 minutes. You got to love the way you defended Jimmy tonight.
1 turnover. Again, I think that ankle was really messing with him. I think was he 9 of 20 the other day? He shot really well the other day, picked his spots really well. Like you said, the Jimmy. I didn't realize that Quentin Grimes was on him.
9 for 17 in game 4.
Game 4. What about game
3 was 9 for 21.
9 for 21. That's still decent for someone who's with an injured ankle.
Yeah.
He's just picking his spots. But the one thing that always stands out, or that did stand out for me with Jimmy Butler, was a game 1 or when he came back in game 3, and the way he takes it personal. People guard him. He was talking trash to Drew Holiday the last round, and with Josh Hart, he spoke to him just one time. I could see him talking real legit trash to him. But you could see Josh Hart was bodying him in the first possession that they went locked in, and Jimmy Butler missed the jump hook, but he hasn't missed a jump hook since on Josh Hart in the paint. If you watch that, he just measures it really well, as he measured it from that one time that he missed. It feels like, and he's just robotic with it. So, if we could get other just different looks. But the Quentin Grimes thing, again, it might be the speed that works against him. He's a little strong. He's strong. Yeah, he's a little strong for his size. It doesn't look like Josh Hart looks strong or stronger, but Grimes is just that steal at the end of the game. Also, it was you just got to play tough. You got to play Jimmy Butler just smart, give him different looks, man, and just also the way that they respect the Knicks. Like, I don't hear Jimmy Butler going too crazy with them. And Spoelstra, like they sound like they respect the Knicks,
Gotta love that. Deuce McBride, only a minute played, a donut. Josh Hart, 9 minutes, as you said, got into foul trouble, was 1 for 2 from the field, with just 2 points in the game. Finished with 4 fouls. So yeah, it was not a bench night for the Knicks. You had a total of 8 points off the bench to 41 for the Heat. Obi Toppin played 12 minutes, 2.6 boards on 1 for 3 shooting, 0 for 2 from deep. So fairly quiet from him, but I don't think he played bad minutes in the first half. He was a +9 in that no Randall stretch. Isaiah Hartenstein, 22 minutes, only 1 shot attempt. It was the putback dunk, 4 points, 6 rebounds, a steal and a block. Thought he was pretty solid in his minutes. And then, go ahead. You got anything on Isaiah?
No, I was going to ask you a hypothetical.
Oh, okay. Let me finish the lines then.
Mm-hmm.
How about Mitchell Robinson? I thought it was a much more Mitchell Robinson-like game for him. More intimidation at the rim, 5 offensive rebounds. That's absolutely huge. Almost a double-double, 8 points, 11 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 for 5 from the field, and 4 for 8 from the line, which obviously isn't great. But how did it feel to see a much better Mitchell Robinson?
I mean, that felt good, but it also just felt like that was a part of the flow of the offense, where That's why taking all those 3-pointers, they hurt us. So it's like,
But you shot 38% tonight.
right, but it's also you take away from the entire reason why Mitchell Robinson is out there in Thibodeau's strategy, where he's trying to extend the time of possession.
Because
That
you're saying because they're long misses.
right, and
Yeah.
the long misses are 3-pointers, and what really stood out was when RJ Barrett went to the basket and he saw Jimmy Butler was playing. I didn't see Jimmy Butler playing that aggressive on defense the entire series, maybe since game one. And the way he was kind of overplaying Barrett, because he blocked the hell out of RJ Barrett the last game, blocked the shit out of him. I think he wanted to do it again.
You're saying the one tonight?
No, in game 4 when Jimmy Butler blocked RJ Barrett in game 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then today RJ Barrett blocked Jimmy Butler. Right?
Yes. Well, Jimmy Butler also had a block on somebody today as well, but I forget who it was against.
Yeah. But that was, I think, the reason for Jimmy Butler being aggressive. He just thought he was going to take over, and it was good. He kind of was a little bit not out of character, but a little out of sync.
Yeah.
And just that's the key. Just if we get to the basket, that's when Mitchell Robinson will look like Moses Malone.
You're right. Julius Randle, 36 minutes. Overall, ended up with a solid stat line. Did what he needed to. 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 dimes. Came up with a steal. Turned the ball over 4 times, though, so you need that limited. 7 for 13 from the field and ended 4 for 7 from 3. So you'll take that all day. Huge game from Randle in the end. And then Quentin Grimes played the whole game. What a performance. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 3 for 8 from the field. Didn't shoot too great from 3, 2 for 6. But what a performance by the sophomore. And then RJ Barrett, huge game. I'd have to say he's played pretty well in these playoffs, huh?
Yeah.
26 points, 7 boards, 8 for 17 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, 7 for 8 from the line. Also 4 turnovers, so he needs to chill with those. But a plus 17, which was the highest of any Knick. RJ Barrett was the guy tonight.
Plus 17, plus 9 for him and Randle in the fourth quarter. Mitchell Robinson was a plus 14 in 13 minutes in the second half. They were both plus 9. They had 2 turnovers in the second half. They just played really amazing. Julius Randle initially started off 2 of 8 in the first half. He was 5 of 5 in the second half. Yeah. Julius Randle was 5 of 5 in the second half, and RJ Barrett was 4 of 9. So they got it going, and that's part of the reason why it was okay for Quentin Grimes to just take one shot.
Mm-hmm.
He took one shot and scored no points in the second half. Mainly he was getting, I guess, tired running around on defense. Mm-hmm. But it was do we expect to see Jalen Brunson with another 38-point game next game?
You could. You never know.
We have to.
He's a big-time player. 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists for Jalen Brunson. For me, he was the player of the game. Led by example, made big shot after big shot. 12 for 22 from the field, 4 for 10 from 3, 10 for 12 from the line. Just an amazing performance by the leader of this team, and he played every single minute. I mean, that's just talk about desperation. For them to play every single minute, Tibbs commented after the game that they're just the best conditioned athletes in the world. So to finish off, I do think the Heat are going to close it out in Game 6, unfortunately for you. But a big-time win for the Knicks, at least not losing on their home floor. Final thoughts going into Game 6 before we close out?
I understand why you feel that way, because that's like
the logical thing.
It's logical, but it's logical because if you think of them the same way you think of the Phoenix Suns, or how I always thought of them when they got Kevin Durant, I can't see them getting past the second round with just 2 guys at going all out. Now, the first 4 games, it looked amazing, but you saw Booker kind of not crash and burn last game, but he came back down to reality. The Knicks kind of had that situation on offense with these 3 guys, Barrett, Randle, and Brunson, and today they came out and smoked it. We don't expect that. We expect, Randle and the Knicks are basically bipolar, and they take his lead with that. So, man, I gotta ride with my team though. We're gonna win 2 in a row. If we get this game, we know we come back to the Garden.
Then it's still, if you win Game 6, I mean, anything's possible in Game 7. It's an advantage in Knicks, but it's that Game 6 that's really hard to win with these 3-1 quests.
They're gonna have, but think about it. If you're the Knicks right now, I think you do feel more pressure, but you have to have in the back of your mind, yo, we could bring this back to the Garden. A Game 7 in the Garden. Like, I don't think people remember or understand what that means. I don't know if the Heat guys are ready for that.
I've never seen it before, and like live.
I haven't.
When was the last time?
Let's go. It's time to Google.
Yeah, and so while he Googles, we'll close it out at that. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me know what you thought of the episode. You can follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Dime Dropper Pod. Fabian, let the good folks know where they can find you as you search it up.
All Ball TV YouTube channel, All Ball TV on Twitter, All Ball Fabian on Instagram. Hit us up. Jump on our YouTube. Dime always blesses us with his content and his intelligence.
Thank you, man.
I'm a little tired right now. It's 4 a.m. in New York. I wish I could give you the Fabian that I want to give you, but I'm here, baby.
There we go. Peace out, everyone. Please comment on the video your thoughts on both series. Peace. Well, actually, honestly, we can stay on for I'll just chop it off. But if anybody wants to jump on, there's only 10 people in here. If anybody wants to jump on real quick, I'll stay on for like 10 minutes. But did you find it, by the way?
I'm looking for it.
Damn, we should have honestly.
1970, but that's the finals.
It's not that.
When was the last time?
Well, I know you guys hosted a Game 7. Did you guys not host one against Indiana back in the day? You lost that Game 7 in 95, right?
Right.
When Ewing. Was that the layup?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, right?
That was heartbreaking.
I can imagine.
SG Knicks.
Imagine if social media existed for that.
Oh.
Holy shit.
When he scored 1 point in the playoffs and that missed layup, that was heartbreaking, man. Beloved and Zach were really going at it with me, saying that the Dallas Mavericks are the worst championship team, or the worst team to make one of the worst teams to make the finals in the last 20 years. I'm like, yo, do you forget who Dirk Nowitzki was?
So the Bucks were better?
That's what I said.
The low IQ Bucks?
I said so the Bucks are better.
I'm taking Dallas.
Easily.
I'm taking Dallas, dude.
Easily. They're saying, they weren't that good. My bro,
so
they were
much
all better.
smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bucks played such stupid basketball. They just found a team that, like, I don't know. Devin Booker was still fairly young, and Chris Paul is like, he's not built for that. I love him though. And Ayton was soft. They had no backup big for Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Chandler is not DeAndre Ayton defensively. Like, he's a man at the rim.
I just couldn't believe the way they were talking. I'm just like,
that was their choice.
They started with the Detroit Pistons from 2004. I said,
that's not the
bro. I said they went to
the best defensive team I've ever seen.
They went to 4 conference finals in a row, and I think somebody else said they went to 6 actually. So I'm like, yo, what are you guys talking about?
They had 5 all-star caliber players in their starting lineup.
This didn't make. Now I can see if they play in this day and age, and the rule changes, they have to score way more.
That's not what we asked, though, is it?
Right, but it's still, if you're gonna like try to figure a way in there, because the Phoenix Suns that made it to the finals against the Bucks, they're the worst team to make it to the finals in the last 20 years or 23 years.
I don't know about that. You think the Miami Heat from the bubble were better than them? I don't think so.
I don't know who's better.
Yeah, I think the Suns were better. I mean, they didn't play any healthy teams, but Bridges, like, they were pretty good. Cam Johnson.
Those are the two, though.
Chris Paul was still playing really good basketball that year.
So those are the 2 worst teams to make it to the finals of the last 20 since 2000.
No, whoa. If we're going since 2000, we need to put Philly with Iverson in there. That team was never winning a championship.
Right.
The Nets team with Jason Kidd was never going to win a championship.
Okay, but were they better or worse?
I haven't watched those 3 teams, though, so you'd have to tell me on that.
Again, with these rules, that Philly team is different.
Well, that's a different conversation. Are we comparing them to what they were or what they're playing in this rules? Because then it would all be advantages for these teams.
Exactly, that's true. So
but that doesn't mean they're a better basketball team, though, to me.
Right. So that's what. But either way, right. So that's
what the Cavs team that LeBron made it with the first time. They weren't going to win the championship.
Exactly. So there was too many teams to even that San Antonio team.
That team was great. What are you talking about?
They weren't. They were when Ginobili was there and Parker?
Yes.
Okay,
And Duncan.
clearly
on.
Duncan.
Anytime you have those three, I mean, and Finley wasn't that washed yet until the next year.
Did he win a chip with Nesterovich at the center? Duncan?
Was it in this? No, Alberto.
It was Alberto, but the rest of the team was horrible.
It was pretty average, bro.
05?
07.
No, I'm saying before that. I think it was before that.
Nazim Muhammad.
And there was no Ginobili yet?
Of course there was.
Okay.
That was the year that Ginobili ate in the finals.
But not you talking about 05?
Yeah.
Against the
Detroit.
Pistons. Yeah.
In Detroit.
Yeah.
I've never seen that finals, but Chauncey Billups says it's one of the best finals ever.
It was so boring. I don't think I watched it. I'm gonna be honest.
Everybody said it was boring because it's defensive teams, but like I like that kind of. I like those teams now. As an older guy, when I was a kid, I didn't like that shit, but now I fuck with it heavy.
I don't.
I love watching the Pistons defend, man. They fucking are physical.
Nah, they were crazy. So when people say like the Lakers, they upset the Lakers, I'm like I don't get it. I don't get the upset part. I get why it's an upset, but to say that they're the worst team in the in the last 20 years is crazy.
No, Dallas Mavericks are better than these teams that didn't win. I'll take the. What about the Magic? They weren't bad, but like they're not better than the fucking Mavs.
Somebody, I think, was it Nick Pillow that threw him in there?
09 Magic are underrated though. They're actually a team that would be great today.
No, I think there's such a great video on them on YouTube. I gotta point it. I'll pull that up and send it to you. They were ahead of their time, but I don't know what they do in this era because there are so many teams that play like that now.
I mean, nobody has. The only two teams have as dominant of a post presence, though.
That's what you said. As dominant as a post presence as Dwight Howard on offense or defense in the post.
No, even offense. You couldn't guard him one-on-one. He was too strong, where he put the shoulder into you and you were done. Until like the finals, but I'm just saying in the regular season.
I think there are so many teams.
Plus, bro, they would spam spread pick and roll so much more. Like you have to think about that. Back then, it was throw it in the post and have shooters around him. But if you put Rafer Alston and Dwight in the pick and roll with Hito, Rashard Lewis, and Courtney Lee spreading the floor, or Jameer Nelson would have. Oh my God, he would feast in the pick and roll. Like he would feast.
Right.
That Jameer Nelson, because you can't go under the screen with him.
Right.
And, man, that'd be interesting to see that. There was a couple times they would run it even in the finals. They would get good looks every time. But back then, you just wouldn't think to spam that.
Right.
Because you're shooting too many threes. Back then, they'd be like, nah, it's just you're not getting easy baskets.
Right.
But, I mean, first of all, I'm not saying they win the championship because I don't believe any team that's best players Dwight Howard will ever win the championship. I'm a hater. I don't think Dwight's winning. But that's not even a hating comment. That's actually what I think about his game. He's a good player, a great player.
Ranking every Madison Square Garden Game 7. I found
number one is obviously the Willis Reed game that I did a video on, by the way. Dime Dropper fam, check it out. Episode 3, Dime Machine broke down the game. Iconic game.
1970, so 94, 95, 94. Oh, and this is hot.
The game 7 against the Bulls, but the last one I can think of is the Pacers one.
94?
95, right? Isn't that the Ewing missed the layup?
I think so. Did it go 7 games? Oh, 95, right. Boom. Another game 7 between these. Yep.
Is that the last one?
That's the only thing I could find, article I could find.
Get the fuck out of here with your articles.
Game 7.
Did the Knicks make the playoffs in 2004? They did. But didn't you get smacked by the fucking Knicks? I mean, by the
Nets probably. Oh, my
Nets.
God. I can't believe you just asked me about the 04 season again.
That's swept.
Why do you want to, make me go through crazy hell with that? Days with multiple game 7s. In
you had a game 7. Wait, is this in Miami, though?
In Miami?
Yeah, it was in Miami in 2000.
You guys.
Wow. Has it really been since 95? Oh, my God. I think it has. Holy shit, dog. Wait, 97. Was this at home? No, I was in Miami again. Wow. And bro, you haven't hosted a game 7 since 95. Holy shit. Game 7 at the Garden. That's going to be massive, but it's not going to happen, sadly.
Bro, I think we got to tap into this. I know we don't want to buy into it. this shit got to be rigged. Like, I think there's a huge like gambling scandal going on in the NBA, and they're not gonna find out about it until another like whatever couple of years. But there's no way like soccer, tennis, all these sports have been they've been involved in gambling scams internationally for years. Tennis, like, remember they're trying to go worldwide. None of this would surprise me. There's so much money around the world, bro, and there's too much money on gambling. Like, it just, and with the way they ref, it's very easy to ref these games, to rig them. It just makes sense for the ratings. It makes sense. You can hire the right. I know that the documentary from Tim Donaghy was like, all right, this is BS, but he made a lot of great points. I thought people wanted to hear my conspiracy theories.
Why not?
We started jumping up in viewership. But see, we went through that. So that's a clip. You know, I'm clipping that out. That's a short. The last game 7, 1995. Whoa.
So don't delete this part of the video.
I won't delete it. You might delete it.
Oh yeah, you still have it on all ball regardless.
Yeah, that. And I know it's towards the end of the video. Money makes the world go round. June 28th, July. I don't know if I should be scared of that name, but it is alarming.
He's a loyal subscriber.
I've seen him before. All Ball TV.
See what the timeline's saying.
Timeline or Twitter?
Yeah.
Do you know how to share it on here?
How do I do that?
You see the present button?
That'd be pretty cool. Present. Share screen. Oh my God.
You share it.
How do I do that? StreamYard wants to choose. Share the contents of your screen.
Yeah. And you got to come back to
Oh my God, are you seeing it?
Yeah. Well, no, you got to add it. So look, this is how you add it to the screen. And how do I make it bigger?
And these guys can see that really nicely.
Let me see. We got to zoom in over like this. Yeah, my screen looks good. Ask everybody.
Yo, do you guys see the tweets? So now what do I do? Now can you see me scrolling down?
Yeah. So you got to be in the screen.
Yeah, I like this guy, Jason Maples. He's one of my favorite follows. You guys should follow him. He says, I have nothing to say about the refs. These dudes weren't interested in defending tonight. See you Friday. Thank you. This is a great tweet by JP. Someone said if Kerr were a pick and roll coach, Curry would have broken every assist record in the books years ago. Jesus Christ. Talk about dick riding. Got so many likes too. And JP said, and you have the same amount of championships as the current all-time assist leader. Yes. That's a good response. People that think that Steph Curry, what the hell is he training for? Chelsea gonna get him? Pochettino? All right, let me go back. I keep it basketball. Oh, look, it's Wilt. Yeah, off-arm push-off.
Oh, see, I'm so glad that clip of Shaq and Barkley laughing about 80s injuries getting viral. Everyone's seeing how weird they be with injuries, especially with AD. Lame ass chick, after I explain how a concussion is straight up uncontrollable injury off rip, comes off mute, talking about injured every other game while you slow. First of all, I'll be muting people and somehow they go through my mute, so I think Twitter's just messing up. But I laughed at AD in real time. I don't know what you guys are talking about. He gets hurt all the time. After every single piece of pain that he feels, he's always like he wants to go to the bench. You can tell. You can see it. LeBron does not like that shit. He really doesn't. He looks at him like, and LeBron, say what you want. You guys are gonna, if they make it to the finals, you guys are gonna start giving him the same way you guys, yo man, Pau Gasol. That's all Kobe Bryant. He motivated Pau Gasol. You guys better start giving LeBron the utmost respect for motivating this guy. I don't care what you guys get. Yes. He plays so soft.
Okay, but we've seen him do it before.
Do what before?
2020.
I'm saying, but like mentally, how you don't think this is grueling on you as a teammate?
I'll absolutely give him credit. I'll absolutely give him credit.
Like he didn't have to deal with that. That's the Urkel Spaces guy.
Were people calling Anthony Davis soft in New Orleans? I don't think they were.
Yes, I was.
Okay, but not like Gasol. They called him Pau Gasoft.
In where? In Memphis?
Here. It's the first one they got smashed by the Celtics because Garnett tore him a new asshole.
See, for us, I don't even. I must have been on Twitter, but for us, it was still. No, it might not have been on Twitter because that was against the Celtics. Twitter wasn't even born yet, right? Twitter was born in 09, I think, 08, 09. Point is, I wasn't calling him soft. I just thought that the Celtics Garnett was healthy, and it's too much.
You really
was
said
too
that about.
much.
I can't believe you said that about Pau Gasol. The Laker fans might jump in here.
Well, I thought he was finesse. I thought he was kind of way too finesse. I just thought that was the kind of. I thought that was the kind of player he was, and we hadn't even seen his brother yet. That's this guy, Urkel Spaces. What did he say? Go back up. If AD would have missed Game 6 with a concussion, I would have walked on the other side of the road. If I seen a dude with a purple and gold jersey, violent bunch.
What is he talking about? Anyway,
meaning I guess he's like, it's so like the Lakers are gonna go crazy if AD misses Game 6. The Lakers fans are gonna go so crazy they're gonna get violent with the Warriors fans. Chris Haynes, what does that say? Chris Haynes just said on TNT that Looney elbowed Anthony Davis in the temple. That's not true. Or actually, it was. They took Davis off the floor to a room. He was shaking it. I mean, but he's just, I don't know, man. So for you guys to think, the thing about concussions, if I'm not mistaken, this is how it works. Once you get one concussion, you're more susceptible to another concussion. So he might have been concussed before. But that also might mean that he had a glass jaw to begin with. And that video of AD when he's butt naked on Twitter and they smacking him around when he was like, I don't know how old he was. That shit is hilarious. Especially after every time he does some dumb shit. I'm sorry.
no,
I hope you're healthy, AD, but I also know, like, I don't know how you can't get tougher, right? Like, you can't just become tougher out of nowhere. What do you think, Don? Do some push-ups?
Shit, definitely not that. Why is Jonathan? You're asking me like I have the diagnosis. Is AD all right? I'm not in the locker room.
Hey, don't be so. Why you so? We don't know, Jonathan.
I'm sorry.
Don, why are you so snappy?
Sorry.
Did you get your medication today?
Ain't no such thing. Jaylen Brown discourse is some of the worst ever. I've said it before, but I've never seen a player who consistently gets propped up next to guys who are absolutely clear of him, yet he's not held to any set of standards at all. Not a soul cares when he underperforms. That's interesting. I don't know about that. It's a little harsh.
I think after last year, somebody jumped in.
Oh, Chrome Dome.
Who is that?
It's my boy Ramin. He's a Laker fan.
What's up, Ramin?
You on mute?
And he's not on our side. Fix your mic, man. We can't hear you, Ramin. 824. Does that mean his birthday is on the 24th of August?
No, it means he likes Kobe.
Oh shit. But is that Kobe? Isn't that Kobe's birthday?
Is it also Kobe's birthday? I think he may be born on the 23rd.
I want to say the 24th.
I don't think that we would have known about that if Kobe's birthday was on
I'm probably just dead wrong.
August 23rd. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. Rom. What happened?
Crazy. Y'all helping me get through my overnight shift. Appreciate the live stream. Good discussions as always, Don.
Appreciate you, man.
Oh, do you really mean that, Jonathan G?
It was that bad. That's the elbow that everybody was talking about. Was it really that bad?
Yeah.
That was really that bad? That's crazy. Must have been in a very sensitive spot.
Ramin, can you hear us, Ramin?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
What up?
Ramin, how are you, my brother?
Good, bro. How are you guys?
Chilling. Don, why would you do that? We're watching. This is part of YouTube streaming. Is watching other people.
I like that little share screen thing.
Okay, you want me to go back to it? It's just my computer.
Clearly, he likes it.
Burning up like a sauna. But what do you think about your Lakers right now? Even though you've been hating on them,
Dude, I
can't share it.
Can't have LeBron get a fifth title, bro. I can't do it. I can't.
But you're a Laker fan. You got to root for the team, right?
Yeah, I mean, I am, but like, it's gonna get out of hand. It's gonna get out of hand. LeBron gets a fifth title. It's gonna be unbearable.
Fabian, you got any questions?
Why would it be unbearable though?
Bro,
like at
media,
this point,
it's just the media. I can't. The media is gonna be all over him, bro. Like 7th seed, he took him from 2 and 10. I can already hear it. I can hear it. I can't do it. I already can't do it. You know. But I mean, I have to root for him. But I have to. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. The Warriors can get it done. I love Steph. Steph's like my second favorite player all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What about Anthony Davis? What do you think of him so far in this playoffs?
I mean, he plays like every other game. He might as well just sit out every other game. I don't know why he even suits up for even number games. There's no point.
Oh man,
he should just stay at home. But dude, when he's playing well, he's playing well. He's dominant, but he plays every other game.
Jonathan Asulin is asking why he's such a LeBron hater. That's not the spirit of a Laker fan. We take the all-time titles. Who cares about anything else? He's got a point.
No, yeah, he does. Yeah, for sure. But it's just I don't know what to say. I mean, dude, I'm a Laker fan first. I honestly don't. I got maybe it was like 5 years ago. I'd care if LeBron got more titles. I honestly don't really care. I just say that, but I just don't like the guy that much. So
That's fair. I mean, there's a lot of Laker fans that don't seem to love the guy.
yeah.
Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says LeBron favorite player, and Jonathan Asulin says AD's been amazing the last 3 games in a row.
Has he? No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
He's been pretty good.
Tonight everyone was awful. So
Lakers LeBron James on Steve Kerr's flopping allegations. Hey, by the way, we can also add the sound if you want.
There's actually never
Hear
been
that?
any team that I've played on in my 20 years where
Do we get copyright for that?
I don't know. Maybe we talk about as long as from what I'm understanding, as long as we're in the video, we don't get copyright for that.
We put Ramin in here, and he proves Fabian's every single stereotype he has of Laker fans right. They don't even like LeBron. They don't even want him to win.
Like, so that's why I'm laughing. Totally on cue.
perfect timing.
So LeBron James on Steve Kerr's flopping allegations. We're just not a team that goes out there looking for flopping opportunities. That's not just us. It's actually never been any team I've played on in my 20 years.
See, that's nuts. See, this is why when you ask in the comments, Jonathan Asulin, why he's such a LeBron hater. This is why people dislike the guy. He's a con man sometimes, dude.
He doesn't even have to say anything. I don't know why does he even open his mouth. He doesn't have to respond to this. I don't know why he does. He makes it worse on himself.
If I could be honest about this though, I think one thing that LeBron and Michael Jordan have in common is that they are both liars. Like the way Michael Jordan lies about the Isaiah Thomas thing is crazy.
Oh, it is fun. That is funny.
But it's bad. Like,
look, here's the thing. Look, he's lying because he doesn't want to say that he fucking hates his guts. But LeBron's lying for no reason. Dude, you didn't predict Kobe scored 81. Why did you need to say that? I get it though. He was 22 years old or something. Like he was pretty young in that.
Nah, but it still happens. It still goes on.
Dude,
the best is when on the first page of every book.
The Marcus Rashford one is so funny. He's like,
that's my favorite saying.
You got to make yourself uncomfortable. And he was like, that's my favorite line. Like, what do you mean, bro?
It was like an
soccer player.
Yeah, Marcus Rashford, who, by the way, is having the season of his life. So,
really?
Oh, he's been amazing.
And LeBron predicted that.
He probably did. I just had a feeling Donovan was going to score 70 tonight.
Or the best one was the Liverpool thing. He's like, yeah, I did watch the game.
Peter Crouch was there. Dude, he's hilarious. He's hilarious, but he's not trying to be funny. But the thing is,
hilarious.
My thing about LeBron that maybe not like him as much is that even if you listen to his interviews back in like his first tenure with Miami, or especially his Miami days or his first tenure with Cleveland, he seemed so much more authentic in his answers. Like he was chasing greatness. Now he seems like he's like
clout.
He's the GOAT, and like now he's just trying to like make sure he says everything politically correct, or like just not just say what the reporter wants to hear. Like I don't know, it just feels so phony to me.
He's
Juan Diaz wants me to share that again. The quote.
These are the stupid things. Jonathan Asulin says, I mean, do you want LeBron to say, "Oh yeah, we love to flop"? LMAO. He says he's got to put on a strong face. No,
they shouldn't respond. Why?
It's just that extra line of no team I've been a part of. Like, bro, you literally had a reputation for flopping. Like, let's stop.
He just had a clip of him flopping like in game 3 or something.
Full compilations of it.
Yeah. There's a really funny clip of him flopping like a few games ago.
Although if LeBron did win the title this season, it would be AD's the best player.
Yeah, but
80 would win Finals MVP for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, man.
Sure.
LeBron does get the D ride.
No,
He does,
they
but
literally
AD's putting bigger stat lines though. He's putting bigger.
They
stat
gave
lines.
2 non-best players on their teams Finals MVPs just for the simple fact that they did a good job on LeBron in 2 finals in a row.
No, I know. Steph should have won that.
100%.
no. Which one?
But he averaged 27.
Iguodala's Finals
He averaged-
MVP is Steph's
he
Finals
had a
MVP.
He had a great performance. I didn't realize it in the moment. Though.
He had a great
I was younger,
performance.
I did because he didn't have he doesn't even that stat where he missed he's 0 for 14 in the last 50 seconds for clutch shots or whatever it is. It's like I'm not surprised.
Apparently he's like 6 for 13. Someone posted a stat. He's like 6 for 13 and from minute 1 to 45 seconds.
Well,
So like 45 seconds to minute 1, he's 6 for 13, but
See, this-
45 seconds.
this is why I watch the
Zeros.
game. This is why I watch the games, and I'll have no one tell me nothing about Kobe's clutchness. He doesn't shoot as good of a field goal percentage at the end of games as LeBron does. Like, give me a fucking break. What about all the shots that LeBron doesn't take? No.
Yeah,
I
but
swear.
I'm rolling
Yeah.
with Bean in the 4th quarter. If I need a big bucket, it's like I'm just rolling with him. I saw him do it way too many times. Even if he was shooting like go ahead.
Nah, I just think LeBron at the end of the game is he's making the right decision. He's just
Not all the time, is he?
yeah, but do you really want him to shoot if he doesn't want to shoot?
No, but then see this. I agree with. Okay, fine. He's making the right decision for him, but when we talk about the GOATs and we talk about guys like Bean, they have pull-ups on a dime going both directions over the top of the defense.
Mhm.
So that's part of why I like their games is that you can't really force the ball out of their hands as much. LeBron, you know he's going to kind of give it up, and you'll get a Danny Green to take that last shot. You'll get Donyell Marshall to take the last shot. Kobe says, fuck it. And he's going to miss those double team shots sometimes. But as a
you
fan,
want him to take it. You want him
to shoot. Like, I want Kawhi to shoot it at the end of the game. Like, you know what I mean? Even if it's a double,
bro.
it's okay.
But that's my point that that's not LeBron's real skill set.
Yeah, facts.
He's not Kawhi or Kobe in the mid range. He's just not. He's not.
Yeah.
He's gonna get this 40,000 points or whatever, but it's not because of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather Kobe do that. I want to see Kobe shoot like that because it's beautiful. It's just beautiful to see. But
yeah, as far as LeBron though in the clutch though, was his biggest criticism that he would break shots at the end, or was it that he wouldn't take shots and be aggressive at the end?
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's never going to go in that field goal percentage stat. That's why I say that shit's BS.
That's not BS though. See, but now that's too far. Like all you gotta say is exactly what you just said up until you said, but that's BS. Like no, now you sound like the other crazy people. Everything was good until you said that. What do you think? I mean,
I think LeBron in his Laker tenure hasn't been very clutch, but
definitely not. Except for I'd say before Solomon Hill's injury, he was fairly clutch.
There was a layup he hit against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that was clutch. Okay,
that was amazing.
That was probably his biggest shot as a Laker.
Yes. Yeah.
Second stint, Cleveland, he was very clutch.
Very clutch. He was a beast.
The shot over Jimmy Butler was crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts. This 2018, he was crazy. He was making everything.
2 game winners.
Yeah, wasn't it 3 or 2? It was 2.
2, but a bunch of just game feeling shots.
He was on another level, bro.
He was on another level in that playoffs.
Human growth hormones.
Mark Cuban is punching the air. Knicks force a game 7. Yes, we will. Daniel Barry Sports. You kidding me? Of course we will. But I mean, have you been watching this or no?
I have. Actually, it's probably been my favorite semifinal series. I've been watching every game.
Oh, the great! Shout out to Oh, the great, who just he's if we don't shout him out, he'll go nuts on us all the time.
Oh, the great, he's not here.
He's not, but I gotta shout him out because he texted me saying this is the worst semifinal series. He expected.
Yeah. Oh no.
No, I think it's my favorite one. It's my favorite one to watch.
He said it's the worst one.
Old school.
Oh, the great. Oh, the great texted me and he said, my team is the best second series in the second round. You haven't hit me up. I said, I've been going live so late. He said, I know, I've been waiting, especially on a Friday or weekend night.
He thinks the Boston series is the best series. That's the worst series.
No, it's not.
I think Nuggets Suns is the worst series.
Maybe. No. What?
I don't know. I've never been that. I mean, it's good.
The Knicks one.
No, dude, I like it. It's like old school basketball. It's like it's defense. It's all defense. It's like I love that shit.
Except the games in Miami when we got blown.
Yeah,
out.
yeah, facts.
That was
I
bad.
just love watching Miami play. I think they're a great team.
They play basketball, man, the right way.
Yeah, they play the right way. They pass the ball, they swing, they make the right play. Jimmy Butler is amazing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to watch.
So Devin Booker, he hasn't impressed you with his 70% field goal shooting?
Gee,
That's been amazing.
Devin Booker's been insane. He's been insane. People haven't been giving him that much credit too, I feel like.
I have definitely not been giving him credit, and I say he was a front runner, and I had to apologize. I had to retract the retraction, as we say on All Ball TV, because come on, like this, like we watched. You were live with us, Dom. He was going crazy. I was like, yo, this is like Michael Jordan. That's what it felt like to watch Jordan. Like what Booker was doing, because he wasn't missing, and it was just beautiful.
Now I've started to realize like what you've been saying about KD is like now like he kind of gets like complacent. I've started to realize like notice it. He's very complacent.
Yeah,
you've been saying that for years though.
I know. I have been saying that for years. Then this is
I haven't really noticed it.
This is a mean tweet, Fabian.
I gotta read it. I gotta zoom into my screen. Hold on. You said it's a mean tweet. Oh no. Who is that?
It's AJ's a Lakers fan. CL says, all my years watching playoffs, when talk of flopping starts from one team accusing the other, that's who really affected by the refs.
People are going to go back. Most ridiculous.
Jokic? Oh, he's second team All NBA.
Is he? Well, hold on. That's another thing. Like, I guess Embiid was hurt, but even in the first round, who did they beat? Who did the Sixers beat in round one?
The Nets.
Well, no, he killed. He destroyed. But we don't see now, like, if there's no James Harden, the Sixers are done. They don't win this series, and they might have gotten swept. So Joker doesn't have a James Harden. As much as we like Jamal Murray, Joker, like,
facts.
This is proving that he deserves the MVP over Embiid this season. I thought last year or maybe the year before.
I feel that.
Yeah,
Chuck and Shaq are getting a lot of hate for the laughing.
People are so sensitive, bro. It wasn't that big a deal, bro. My friend texted me like, "That was so fucked up." I'm like, "Bro, relax, man. It's not that big a deal." AD gets hurt every other day, bro. He probably gets hurt when he goes to the bathroom. Like, it's not that big a deal that they're laughing. It's kind of a joke too. How he gets to get wheelchaired off when he gets hit in the head.
People hating on Shaq.
And he was walking. He walked to the bus, bro. He walked back to the bus. There was a video of him walking. He's fine. Like, it's not that big a deal.
Bro, Ramen, we were responding to that in real time because Rockstar, we got Rockstar, shout out to Rockstar Mel. He's from LA. He's in LA. And
yeah,
I go, you want to hit his update with AD? And they're like, what? So he's leaving the stadium in a wheelchair. They were like, get the fuck out of here. You're lying. I had to pull it up on Twitter. They were like, yo, that's crazy. And then I said, you want to hear another update? Like 5 minutes later, like the coach said he's okay. Like,
yeah, dude, no concussion, nothing. Like they said he doesn't have a concussion. He's fine. Like
he might have
dramatic.
Yeah.
Everyone's dramatic.
It reminds me of, and I hate to put it this way, like, but I have kids. So my son, my daughter was really good. When she got hurt as a kid, she would fall. I'll tell her like just wipe it off and get up. But my son, it took him a while. He's a fucking crybaby. Like, he's just a mama's boy. Julius, what it is. Yeah, Julius. But it's like
these people blaming slowly ridiculous. Why do they show up on my feet?
Hold on a second, though. There is some credence to that. I know the problem is that we have these voices that do make it this way, Dom. Like this Jim Park guy. He is on my feet
all the time.
He's a caricature, though.
He is. I think he's a satire account person. But if anybody's being dead serious,
right? But some people troll and they really mean it. But they don't realize they're trolls. Like, this is trolling at a certain point. Like, really, Steve Kerr is this bad with that many rings? No.
This is the most casual rotation and game plan I've seen for an elimination game. Almost feels like a regular season game. Kerr chose to die with his offense over what's best for the team. They literally won, like, decisively.
Yeah.
Hey, what is he saying?
Right.
Just
exactly.
This is Eric.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's him. Eric.
His name is Eric?
Yeah.
Use this photo.
You sound perplexed.
Listen, man. Those guys, but I can't lie, that Golden State fan base is just horrendous. And not for nothing, Jim Park. Jim Park is a hilarious just name in general. Jim Park is just mad bland, but just the way he comes off is just ridiculous. What is he talking about? Imagine that guy sitting down and speak to us about basketball at a bar. We'd be like, yo, get the fuck away from
I'm
me.
not trying to be. You're being fucked up, dude. What if someone sends him this? I might as well hit him getting up here in here and talk.
Get him. Who? Jim? You know him?
I mean, he's interacted with me on Twitter a couple of times. I don't like talking shit about people.
So what do we do? We're on Twitter right now.
We're
Tweet
not on
Jim
Twitter.
Park. You want me to tweet him?
We're not on Twitter right now. He lives in New York, bro.
Good. Dime. I'm looking forward to meeting this fucking. Anyway, it's no disrespect to
When
you,
it comes to
Jim Park.
parks, I would pick a lot before him. I mean, there's Central Park, there's Douglas Park,
Okay, but
there's
even let's say
Canoga Park, there's
even
Park G Sung.
yo, that sounded crazy. Even
You
with
know,
that
Park
is-
G Sung was a Man United
But-
player.
I thought Coach Ricky was wrong compared to what they were saying. Like that clip is hilarious with him and Coach Ricky and Jim Park going back and forth.
Dude, Ricky made
I wouldn't say that.
Korean barbecue out of it.
That's crazy. Is he
Actually,
Korean?
Yes.
Okay, good. He's probably from Queens, so watch him out, Don.
Everybody, I'm pretty sure Park is a Korean last name. Ji Sung Park.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it's Korean.
But I think Ricky was wrong.
What was
Like
Ricky talking about?
how do you defend a pick and roll? Like I've heard that before. I just started laughing. It's like there was no need for that. You don't have to know.
But I watched his video and he was wrong.
About that. Okay, but still,
Bro, Steph Curry was literally behind Dennis Schroeder damn near, and he was like, "You underestimate the strength of Curry." I'm like, "Bro, you think he's literally the Incredible Hulk?" Like, what? What's so funny?
well, because that's how they sound. You underestimate remember that guy, that same character jumped in our spaces. The other guy, Gucci,
Paris.
Urkel spaces. No, Paris is. Come on now. Can we talk shit
LeBron
about Paris?
made All NBA. That's
Yes,
insane.
13.
That's
You know,
actually crazy.
Who made first team, Don?
I don't know.
SGA.
Jason Tatum. Well, I'm happy for SGA.
You should be.
They deserve it.
I've been calling this since mid-season. You know this, Dime. Who's better, SGA, John Morant? They all laughed at me, Dime. They laughed at me.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think Ja got left out because of the whole thing he did with.
You think so? You don't think it was deserved? What the hell?
I don't know. I think he should have made one. No. He was also
Go
out
back
for
to the other guy. No, up, Dime. What are you doing? Go back to the interesting shit.
Talking to
Did your computer collapse? Like what you say? You always worry about your computer.
no.
Yo, it's 4:39 in the morning. What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
My man, Dr. Andre, he's another one. He's a Golden State fan. They all sound like they're 15 years old.
I like. Oh, Andre's actually he's like 21, but I actually like Andre. You know what's funny was he was actually trying to blame it on anything other than the refs the other night, and they were just like, "Shut the fuck up."
But I do have to say, some of it is that, and some of it is why do they go away from the pick and roll? I haven't heard that.
You can do it every single damn play down the floor. That's they don't understand. Steph Curry has the control.
If LeBron wants to save his legacy, AD should sit both these games. So he has excuse.
What do you mean? Just save his legacy.
So then you just blame it on AD being hurt, just like he's always done
They're gonna
his
win.
whole career.
You're gonna win.
Well, I don't know about that. We'll see.
Oh my god, look at this complaining. Curry, Poole, Clay, Moody, Looney. This lineup allowed 12 points in 3 minutes. Kerr blew all momentum. The starting lineup built from a defensive standpoint. Unreal, completely unreal.
He thinks this is a video game. That's what I'm telling you. These guys are
Why are
crazy.
they talking shit? They won.
Exactly.
They're talking shit. They won.
They're psycho. These people are sick. Beloved, but shout out to Beloved. He was telling me he thinks me and All Ball are exactly the same. So he was thinking like, you guys are just gonna keep complaining even though we went to the second round. Like I said, yo, I'm not that kind of guy, but
This is so crazy that the Laker fans are starting to complain so much about the refs. Like, it's just so funny. So
They
Trey
said I
Young
had
said,
empty stats.
wow.
Who was he talking about?
Oh, because Luka made first team All NBA. That's wild that he tweeted that. Luka should not have made first team All NBA, by the way. You can't miss the play-in and when you're expected to, and then make first team All NBA.
I wasn't expecting him at a certain point. You see how that team ended up being. It makes sense. Who should have made first All NBA over Luka?
Either Donovan Mitchell or Fox.
They had
Yeah,
Fox. I think Steph Curry was second, and maybe Fox along with him.
Yeah, Fox was third, I think.
He was
Maybe.
third.
I think he was third with Sabonis.
They have Kawhi in a wheelchair.
It's so funny that Laker fans and my timeline is just flooded with Lakers and Warriors fans. It's awesome. It's just seeing both sides.
Who's worse?
The Warriors fans have
Warriors
gone.
fans.
The Warriors fans have gone more arrogant now. It's insane.
Warriors fans are the worst
Yeah, they
all
sound
time.
more privileged.
It's hilarious. I don't see much of this on Twitter, so it's
Well, a lot of the ones that are Warriors fans that sound like that are not really Warriors fans. They're just Curry stans in disguise.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
Warriors
but
fans
this
in the
is
Bay are pretty dope.
I love Curry. The best.
DeAndre Ayton is questionable.
I think they should just sit him anyways. There's no reason
People are
to play
trying to
him.
make it seem like Looney hurt these guys on purpose.
I love Looney.
Look, your favorite. You like these kind of tweets, Ramin?
Bro, it's just that I said that in the chat. It was the dumbest notification I've ever got in my life. So it's like, what space is he supposed to make? What is he supposed to do? What? So dumb. They just try to make him look like he has this killer instinct when he obviously does not have any killer instinct.
A Laker fan that loves Curry, not a real fan. Oh man,
Bro, what do you mean? Curry's the best,
chill.
dude. Come on, Curry's the best. I love that guy,
The best.
dude. It's like on and off the court. He's just like stand up guy.
He is.
He's
LeBron.
humble,
Okay.
No, LeBron is too, but LeBron's just a little dramatic and I don't know. Steph is more of the humble and he's more about it. I don't know. This is more my kind of guy.
Steph's a shot taker though. He talks shit, man.
Oh yeah, of course. But he does it in a way like he's just LeBron's corny. I feel like Steph's not that corny.
D
I
rides
think
the
Steph is
Warriors
dope.
and calls himself a Laker fan. Hates on LeBron, who's a grade A human and father. Bro, do you know him? Relax.
Steph
No,
is
I'm
more.
sure he's
saying
a
he's a
great
bad
guy.
guy.
No, he's a probably a great guy, a great father. I'm not saying he's not a good father, but it's just like
I hate.
People are
That's the part. That's how you know that the LeBron Jordan.
I
argument
do
got
actually.
So
Oh,
stupid.
wait. Apparently, Jonathan Asulin knows LeBron personally.
Why?
Why
Why
are
you
you saying anything here, man? Come on.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Jonathan. Show
You
us
really
a
do.
picture.
Yeah.
Prove it.
I'm waiting for his next response.
I'm waiting.
Imposter, says June 28th, July. Calling you out.
So Stephen Curry and Donovan Mitchell made second All NBA. Jaylen Brown did as well. So Jaylen Brown gets his contract.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Jimmy
Dude,
Butler.
Isn't he a
There's
free
gonna be
agent?
There's gonna be some crazy conversations about Boston tomorrow if they don't win this.
Isn't he a free agent? Unrestricted or
Dude,
restricted?
this is what Jonathan. He says, if I show you
No.
a picture, will you eat your own socks? What the fuck are you talking about?
That's like some old school way of telling you, saying like, we feel stupid. And no, I will not eat my own socks. That's fucking dumb. My wife will fucking smack me.
But listen. You meeting LeBron one time though. I mean, I would assume that he's a nice guy. I'd hope he's a nice guy to fans. But like, what did that prove? We're not talking about LeBron as a guy. George Perry.
I'm playing.
Predictions for conference finals in East and West. I've already said Nuggets and Celtics the whole way, and I'm going to stick with it.
Nuggets. Oh man.
No, I'm gonna say I think the Sixers win tomorrow.
Yeah.
They should, but I wouldn't count Boston out. Jason Tatum.
They have the most momentum out of any team right now, right?
This is the
Even
chance
over
for Embiid.
Denver.
This is the chance for Embiid to show he's the man.
Embiid.
Yes.
So that means you think they're gonna win.
I think they are going to win, but actually, I don't know.
I
I'm
think
sticking with Boston. I'm sticking with Boston.
Yeah. Oh, so you just
Yeah,
solely
I like Philly. Honestly, I like Philly. I know D doesn't like Philly, but
Yeah.
Dime doesn't like
Fuck
Philly. I fuck with Harden now. I don't know. I used to not. Now I kind of do.
This Harden is more likable the way he's embracing the mid range, but I just don't like that plumber.
I don't mind him. I don't know. See, I like the role he's put himself in. He's like
Yeah. All right, buddy.
sacrificed.
We should probably end this because I want people to still click on it.
Yeah.
I gotta cut it off. All right, guys. Make sure you comment on this video. Everybody have a great night. Peace.
All right, for sure. Peace, guys.